Hey everybody, I'm here today to tell you how to avoid speeding tickets. In this video, I'll be going over 4 simple tips that you can use to avoid speeding tickets. They're easy tips, they're practical, they're really easy to implement, and you can start implementing them and using them as soon as you have finished watching this video. So let's get right to it. Tip number 1 is to make a conscious decision to avoid speeding. Now what you want to do is you want to literally decide right now that you are going to avoid speeding at all costs. Because sometimes people want to avoid speeding tickets, but then they speed. And that's sort of counterintuitive, because the best way to avoid speeding tickets is to not speed and to make sure that you're driving the speed limit. So that's what I'm telling you to do. Tip number 1 is to make a decision to drive the speed limit and not speed at all costs, okay? That is tip number 1, and that is, in my opinion, the most important tip and also the easiest tip, because if you decide not to speed, it's unlikely that you'll actually speed. Tip number 2, check your speedometer frequently. Oftentimes we drive and we check our speedometer, we see that we're going the speed limit or under the speed limit, and then we don't check again for like 5 minutes. And that's not a good idea, because that's how people speed by accident. If you don't check your speedometer frequently, you can actually speed without even knowing it. You can be speeding for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you won't even know it. So the best thing that you can do is check your speedometer frequently. How frequently? It all depends on how you drive and how frequently you can check while still being attentive to the road in front of you. But I check my speedometer generally when I'm driving every 30 seconds to a minute. And that allows me to make sure that I'm maintaining my speed driving at the speed limit. So check your speedometer frequently. This way it will prevent you from speeding. And if you do look down at your speedometer and see that you're speeding, you can slow down really quickly. It's that simple. Tip number 3, avoid driving with the flow of traffic. Yes, I know that it's nice to drive with the flow of traffic, but if the flow of traffic is faster than the speed limit, then if everybody else is speeding, you'll be speeding too, which will put you in a situation that you will be more likely to get a speeding ticket if you're actually speeding, like I said. So don't drive with the flow of traffic. If the flow of traffic is slower than the speed limit, then of course you can drive with the flow of traffic. Why wouldn't you? But if the flow of traffic is faster than the speed limit, don't drive with the flow of traffic. For instance, if you're on the highway and the speed limit is 100 kilometers an hour on the highway here where I live. If you're on the highway and the flow of traffic in the lane that you're driving in is 115 kilometers an hour or 120 kilometers an hour, then don't drive with the flow of traffic. Switch to a different lane that has a slower flow of traffic to make sure that you stay within the speed limit, and make sure that you are only going as fast as the speed limit. Once again, if you're in heavy traffic and the speed limit is 100 kilometers an hour on the highway, but you're only going 70 kilometers an hour, then of course drive with the flow of traffic. But don't drive with the flow of traffic if the flow of traffic is faster than the speed limit. And the last tip, and in my opinion, it is one of the most important tips. Tip number 4 is do not do the things that cause you to be prone to speeding. So some of those things are driving with a fast flow of traffic, maybe overtaking or passing a car, merging onto the highway. Some people drive faster than the speed limit when merging onto the highway. Maybe being tailgated or being followed too closely by someone behind you. Avoid those things. So if you're being followed too closely and your instinct is to drive faster than the speed limit, then just switch lanes. And if you can't switch lanes, then try and avoid looking or letting that vehicle behind you bother you, and just drive. Just make the best of the situation. That's the best thing that you can do. So avoid the things that cause you to speed. There are many things that cause many people to speed or drive over the speed limit. Avoid those things as much as possible. And that's basically it. In this video, I have told you how to avoid speeding tickets. I've given you 4 simple tips, 4 practical tips that you can implement and start to use right now once you've finished watching this video. So use the tips and do your best and avoid speeding tickets. And that's basically it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more car videos just like this one. And let me know what you think down below in the comments section. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.